Hey YouTube, how you doing? Got a little project. It's Sunday before Christmas. The wife asked me real quick last minute. I just did all the snowmen to go out to the East Coast. She wants me to build some more stuff for the local people here. So, why is this looking real weird at the camera there? Whatever, I'm gonna leave it in. So anyhow, I've been asked to do this project by a few people. I just finished a little cow. I thought about doing a project real quick, like to get you guys the dimensions of what I was going to do for the cow head, because I realized not everyone can probably get a hold of that plate I used for the cow face. If you guys want those dimensions, anyone at all, start leaving comments for me, and I'll make a little video of these things are annoying me. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I'll leave me some comments. I'll make a video of the dimensions of that cow face if you'd like to make some of those cows and are having problems getting that. I kind of thought of that today when I was making that cow. So anyhow, just finished a cow. I've been asked by a couple people to make a cat, so I've never thought of making a cat. My daughter came up with the idea of making an arched back cat. I hear the wife pulling in with groceries, so I'm going to have to cut this off now and go unload groceries. Yes, that is her. Alright, so I'm back. That was done quick. Anyhow, so I'm sure you've noticed I use a lot of the same materials in my videos. Coil springs, railroad spikes, Nelson studs, same old, same old. I've been trying to switch that up a little bit, but with the cat, the daughter wanted the arched back, angry cat look, so I am of course going with the coil spring. I found the longest one I have. I've got about 6 or 7 of these things left laying around right now. So my thought was to cut on every coil here at the top. I really just kind of went 3/4 of the way through, hoping I can just bend it a little bit. I have a feeling I'm going to be cutting them all the way through and then finding my arch that way, but that's where I'm going to start. I'll go ahead and get it arched on its side and tacked together before I turn the camera back on, see what I can figure out how I want it to look. I've really literally put absolutely no thought into it as usual when I start a video. Trying to figure out, that's why I ramble so much, but it's what works best for me. That way I just kind of go through it while I'm on camera to show basically anyone can do this stuff, and that's why my channel is for beginners. At least I try and keep it that way. So that's about where I'm at right now. Just got my coil spring. I got a cut on the first 4 or 5 coils here, and we're just going to go ahead and figure out what we're going to make our cat out of. I did figure out what I wanted the ears out of. I think I threw them back in the bucket, so I don't have them out right now. I'll get those back out, and yeah, I'll give this cut and tack back together and go from there. Alright, well, I got the coils welded back together. I think it's looking absolutely horrible, but I got the wife probably just drove myself out. Anyhow, I think it's looking horrible. I got the wife keeps coming out pulling up little cartoon Halloween kitties up on her phone saying it's looking great. So I'm gonna keep making the video. It'll probably hit the scrap bin as well as like the 15-20 other ones that have. But just in case, this is what it looks like so far. I just not seeing it, but the little cartoon kitty she has, I started making some legs here with haunches and gonna have it ready to pounce. Nice little pouncing legs there in the works, and she came out, and all the little cartoon kitties she's drawing here are all straight-legged. So I guess it's gonna be a straight-legged little thing. So if you can't see it, which I can because I was just looking at all the little cartoon kitties, you've got the arch back here. This will be the buttocks area, and the head I've left lobbed off because I'm just not liking it, not seeing it. It's right here though, so it's a little off because it was actually more of a pain in the butt than I thought it would be to weld these back together in a straight line. It really was just pain. So anyway, this is where we're at right now. It's on my top of my unfavorites list. The wife's liking it. It'll probably stay in her flower bed instead of going to who it was going to go to for Christmas. she likes it, so be it. This is where we're at now, though. It's going to have some straight legs. I don't like putting straight legs on things, but apparently that's what cartoon hunchback kitties are, so straight-legged. Okay, so I left you off last night irritated, not thinking the cat was going to turn out well, and I've tried a bunch of different types of legs, and I've cut them off, and I've redone them, and it's finally starting to look like something. Finally. So, can't really tell because it's dark. Anyway, that was just last night. Today is tonight, and it's still dark, and probably wondering why I'm building a Halloween cat for Christmas anyhow. Apparently my father and stepmother have been debating back and forth on whether they want a cat or don't want a cat. And do they want a cat and do they don't want a cat? So I'm making them a cat. So making them an angry cat. So they know they've already got an angry cat. Apparently. I don't know. That's what I was told. So that's why they're getting a cat. So anyhow, it's kind of pain. I probably already went over this last night, but to actually cut these and get them welded straight back up was really not as easy. So my cat's kind of got a crooked spine, but he's turned out a little better. The wife pulled up some cartoon Halloween cats, straight legs, angled all the same direction, blah blah blah. So there he is right now. I still got his little face coil right here. I'm probably going to trim at least one ring off of it. My wife, the real artist in the family, is in drawing a little kitty cat face for me to put on a piece of plate metal. I'll trace it out. Get the ears, which I just had out last night. I think I threw them back in the bucket again as I was cleaning up or take my shower. I was also looking at the road spike. Those kitty cat ears are pointy, but I don't really want to use the road spike. So anyway, I'm rambling again. So so I'm at right now. I'll get a little face coil on here somehow. Should be facing upward a little bit. Anyhow, you've got a little cat skeleton, and we'll give him some ears and a face, and it's actually turning out a lot better than I thought last night. So well, we're making some progress, except for this thing's fighting me the whole way, because now the ears I wanted to use are too big. So we'll take those out of there and find something else to use. But we are starting to make progress. We're starting to see a little bit of a kitty cat, except for the background I'm using since the coil spring is horrible. So here's the face. The wife drew me a nice little pink pattern. Why pink, I don't know. She likes to make me pink things. Traced it out. I did use my angle grinder to cut it. I've done that before on the wiener dog video, I think it was. So basically just traced it out and used a cut wheel. They don't turn corners, so you'll see straight, straight, straight. Then you just cut it as straight to the line as possible. And I think I finished it off. Yeah, I used my sanding disc, a little flap wheel. They work great. So just kind of a nice tip for beginners. Don't try and turn corners with that cut disc. You will break them and mess yourself up. So anyhow, that's how I did the face on this one. Nice little looks more like a gray alien face if you ask me, but hey, whatever. While you got the sanding wheel on, you go ahead and clean up the metal while you're there. So that's where I'm going to leave it for the night. The wife gave me a 5-minute warning before dinner, and that was 10 minutes ago. I'm slacking as usual. So I don't know, I'm still kind of fighting it, still kind of unliking it, and the wife's liking it though. It's coming along. I am liking it better than last night. So anyway, okay, YouTube, so this is the first time I've actually worked on this thing in the daylight instead of by my shop light here. So I figure I'll actually give you a good look at it. It's actually turned out better than I thought it would. It's actually taking up some shape. It's actually looking like a wombat or possum or something at the moment, but I think it's actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would at the beginning of the video. The ears, what I was going to use the ears, way too big. That cat has got some ears, so I'll probably take and cut these off right about here. That's going to be a more suitable length for a cat. That's where I'll take and weld them back on. It's going to be really sharp. Hopefully no one will land on that. So far as a tail, pretty long tail, but I let the wife choose the length of the tail. This is what we're going to use, the motorcycle chain. I believe this one's from a dirt bike of sorts. So once again, got it from a buddy. People give me way too much stuff, as I'm sure you know. Just in the background of all my videos, I got junk everywhere. A lot of it is just given to me from people who know I do this type of stuff. So it's really time to organize. I'm gonna have a hell of a spring cleaning. It's coming really due. As soon as I get the Jeep fixed and running, which I actually bought a new MSD box. As soon as I'm done with these Christmas projects, the Jeep will be back on the road finally, and I can load up my little Jeep trailer I built, and I can bring a whole bunch of scrap material. Anyway, none of it doesn't matter. I'll finally have a nice new clean space. And anyway, so just get so much junk handed to me, but it's nice because then I can actually build all this stuff and have my YouTube channel going, and it makes me happy people even subscribe to me. It really does. So anyway, I'll take this tail, run it off the back of the spring here. For balance though, I'm gonna really, instead of going straight up like the cartoon cats the wife was looking at, I'm gonna try and probably go a little forward with it to balance out, keep it standing, because it's really wanting to tip back more than I want it to. I don't want it falling over a lot. So anyway, there's a look at it in daylight. I'm gonna have to weld every link of this chain, keep it from flopping. So I'll get the tail welded up and on. I'll get the ears in place. Probably do some cleanup, and video's damn near over. You know, I'll ramble a little bit more though. I always do. All right, so it's starting to take better shape now. We got the ears on it, starting to look good. The tail is supposed to be straight up as a mad cat can go, and the daughter come out and said no, it needs a curl on the end. That's what I get for asking her opinion, so that's what she got. As for eyes, I decided to put some eyes on this guy. So I went to my bucket of bolts that the wife dumped out for the snowman, and I found these. These are Unistrut bolts. Unistrut's a cool product. They use it inside Intel and stuff for construction, and basically you can build anything out of it. It's like a life-size erector set, Lego set for construction. I mean, you can build shelves, you can build benches, you can build pretty much whatever you can think of out of it. It's a really neat product. Anyway, that's enough for that. Those are the bolts, or the nuts, sorry, that bolts go into. So what I basically did is took and used my flap disc, because that's just what happened to be on the grinder at the time, and I made them more oval because cat's eyes are more oval from what I was told, and they're still a little warm, so I'll go ahead and put them a little lower, because I know on the cat the mouth would be down here. I'll put one here, I'll put one here, I'll give her some whiskers down here, and we'll see how goofy she looks then. And then I'll figure out something for whiskers. I'll clean it up and I'll give it to the wife for paint. I still haven't even got the turkey painted, quite honestly, but it's actually a Christmas present. I didn't work on it yesterday. It's Christmas Eve today. It's kind of down to the wire because we're meeting up with people on Friday to give them these things. So I'm willing to bet it'll be painted. So where I'm at, it's actually starting to take some shape. I have to get a better spot, put something up behind there as a backdrop. I really can't. Alright, so I went back to those little old shelves that my wife used to have to get the black wiry things from the Dragonfly project to use for the whiskers. Basically some strong wire is all it really is. The eyes, showed you that. Ears. I actually think it worked out okay. So I brought it out here so you can actually see what it looks like with the background. I still think I could have done a better job lining up the coils. So from the side, I'm not all too happy with it. Curved tail. But all in all, I mean, it turned out better than I thought it would have. The wife and daughter are pretty stoked with it. The wife hasn't even seen the finished product yet. She's out running around actually buying new spray paint. So from the front view, it turned out pretty good. So you can get the whole tail in there. And yeah, I think it's alright. So it's going to work as a Christmas present. And I think the face is a little creepy, honestly. We'll say it's a Siamese cat. Sorry, if you're a Siamese cat lover, don't hate me. Anyway, you know, I definitely could have done a better job lining these up. Definitely could have done a better job welding them and cleaning them up too, but whatever, I never do on these. So anyhow, there's the cat. The wife will come home and paint it up, and I'll finish the video on that. So here we got a finished product of the cat. It turned out better than I thought, as I said. So wife always does a good job painting them. I still think it's a little off. Looks more like a possum to me from the side, but whatever. Angry kitty cat. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's sitting next to the cow I made Christmas presents. So yeah. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. I think it turned out looking better than I thought it would. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video once again. I always appreciate the views.